I guess good evening. My name is Gordon Opp. I'm a lifelong resident of Lincoln, Nebraska. Homosexuality is a complex issue, but it's not just an issue, it's about people. It's about men and women created in God's image with legitimate longings to love and to be loved. However, very few people on either side of this debate understand the issue very well. What we really need is honest, respectful, dispassionate, that means without passion, debate. But that rarely happens. We mostly have propaganda-type sound bites. They're often exaggerations and sometimes outright lies. Those who are opposed to homosexuality oftentimes give simple answers like repent and God will change you. I've only seen that happen once where someone was really changed. Usually that does not happen. The reality is that those who really want to go straight will find it a very difficult, long, arduous journey, and many of them will fail. Some will have success. On the other side, the pro-gay activists say, you're born that way. You have no choice. It's like race. The truth, however, is that homosexuality is not simply genetic. If it were, both twins of the identical type would always both be gay or always both be heterosexual, and they are not. It would be like me having an identical twin brother who is like me in absolutely every way except that he was black. Homosexuality is not like race. As a teenager, I experienced unwanted same-sex desires. Eventually, I participated in homosexual behavior for a period of about 4 years as a young adult. I did not choose to have homosexual feelings. Who would choose homosexual feelings in this heterosexual world? But that doesn't mean that it was simply genetic. I believe that it's very much a developmental issue, and there's all kinds of psychologists who will support that. If you've ever seen the movie Nell, about the girl that was raised in isolation in the wilderness without language. That woman learned language after the fact, but she missed the window to learn language naturally. In my experience, and most of the guys that I've dealt with and tried to help, that is what happened. We missed the window to normally develop as a homosexual or as a heterosexual. And so we sexualized legitimate needs and became homosexuals. And that can be addressed just like Nell learned to talk even though she missed the window of development. I could not reconcile homosexuality with true Christianity. Eventually, the beginning of wisdom is to fear God. So I chose to conform my life to the Creator's design. And for me, it was not an easy road. It was an arduous journey. Nevertheless, I have no regrets. The benefits that have become me because of my choice, I could never have imagined. I've been married to a wonderful woman for almost 34 years. We have 3 grown children, and they all live in Lincoln, and we have 5 grandchildren. Now, I'm concerned that this proposed ordinance may attempt to silence people like me wanting to tell their story. An employer may be compelled to regulate what I say on break or in the lunchroom so as to not create a perceived hostile environment. I'm concerned that this ordinance goes too far. Instead of protecting a class that can be clearly defined like race, color, gender, marital status, this ordinance attempts to control how I think about someone else's behavior, about their emotions, or their gender perceptions. I believe that a real goal of this ordinance is actually to change people's minds about how they feel about homosexuality.
1 minute.
That's really, I was at the end of my paragraph.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Any questions?
Any questions? Okay, I don't see any. Thank you.